price for the next day. I don't know if you're laughing out loud to that one, but when I saw that, I had to actually chuckle to myself on that one. How would you accurately predict the stock price for the next day? I want to know. This will be fun. Tell me how you would accurately predict the stock price for the next day. Clearly, everybody does it. That's what they do on the social medias, right? You see all the, oh my gosh.
This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we cover finance, stocks, options, entrepreneurship, education, and money. And here's your host, voted one of the top 100 people in finance, Christopher Ewell.
Are you ready to finally learn how the market really works? Well, now's your chance. I have a free book for you over at secretinvestingbook.com. And this outlines 13 of the biggest secrets that Wall Street doesn't want you to know, like how to get a positively unfair advantage in the stock market. This is everything you're going to need all in one place. And the way to get this is by going to secretinvestingbook.com. Now, this book is free. It is free for you. I paid for the book. I just need you to help me out by covering the shipping from our office to your house. So go to Secret Investing Book right now, get your free copy today, and I'll ship this out right away, and you can get the positively unfair advantage in the stock market by reading these 13 secrets that Wall Street does not want you to know. So get your free book over at secretinvestingbook.com today. The How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast is now exclusively on sharevision.com, the first dedicated streaming platform for the world of finance. And that's where you can find us every single week over at sharevision.com. Just head to sharevision.com to learn more and type in 10-minute stock trader in the search bar. Come like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you over there at sharevision.com, the first dedicated streaming platform for the world of finance. Good afternoon, traders. Happy April the 5th in the year of our Lord 2022. I am so excited to hang out with you here today. If you're here, let me know. I have no idea who is here until you say hi, and I would love the opportunity to say hi right back to you. So thank you for coming to today's 10-minute trading room. Okay, I got a confession to make. Only recently did I realize the power of TikTok. I don't remember exactly what. Oh, I remember. I was looking up profitable Facebook ads, and on these Facebook ads, they kept talking about user-generated content, and I was like, okay, let's check this out. So basically, people are making TikTok videos and putting them as a Facebook ad to sell whatever. Like, for example, get a free copy of the Secret Investing Book. So I'm looking through these ads, and I'm like, okay. So I go over to TikTok, and then I see like people in our world who are like blowing up, and I'm like, I can't believe I slept on this for so long. So I spent way more time than an adult of my age should looking at the TikToks. So if you guys want to go follow me over there, it's at 10-minute trading like I am on all the platforms. But you know, some of these are actually not that hard, right? For example, this one I did earlier today, walking through the neighborhood, just throw some music on it, write a couple things on the screen. That's it. I was like, wow, that doesn't have to be so hard. And I'm not dancing. I'm not going to be dancing. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. It'd be cool if you guys could hang out with me over there. Shows a little bit more of the less polished side is apparently like the thing with that. And yeah, that'd be cool if you could meet me over there. But I'll tell you what, thank you guys for saying hi. Victor, it is so good to see you. Brian, I am so glad you're here. Cindy, I appreciate the kind notes last night. We had a big storm roll through. Tornado warnings were going off. We were huddling under the stairs. And yeah, it was a thing. So my wife is a teacher, and she actually teaches at the same school where my children are at. And like on the radar, it was like going over school, but I guess it's still there because she didn't call me today and say they're coming back home. So I appreciate that very much, Cindy. Isaac, I don't know if they have that kind of weather in Alaska. I don't know, but I've heard they've got the mosquitoes. Glad you made it today. Donna, we know there's no bad weather in California. Not never. Kavan, glad you made it, my friend. Good to see you. Bob, good afternoon from Canada. Brian says, that's how they suck you in and you lose 3 hours a day. Oh, dude. It was 3 hours in a sitting. A day was generous. Okay, so let's do this. There's a lot going on in the market right now. But you know what? What's your stress level? Give me on a scale of 1 to 10 your stress level with trading right now. I want to know, mainly because it has to do with this Friday's webinar. So give me a scale 1 to 10. What's your stress level? So this Friday's webinar is how to finally trade without regrets. How to finally trade without regrets. So on a scale of 1 to 10, give me your stress level. I really want to know. And I ask that because I think I mentioned this yesterday. I met with a Boy Scout father while we were at a birthday party over the weekend, and he was telling me how he regretted his GameStop trades. I was like, that actually would be some great content. So I'm gonna invite him, of course, and like everybody else. And you guys already had the link in your email, but this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Brian says 3. Cindy says 0. Bob says 3. Victor says 3. Donna says 1. There is no stress in trading. People want to make it exciting. People want to make it like a casino. That's not how it works. Trust me, that's not how Warren Buffett got the way he is. That's not how Minervini got the way he is. That's not how Ray Dalio got the way he is. That's not how Paul Tudor Jones got the way he is. That's not how Larry Hite, that became the first billion-dollar hedge fund manager. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't. Isaac, to your friend's point yesterday, right? He's all stressed out with these markets. It doesn't have to be. The biggest key is position size. You throw everything into one trade, it's going to be really stressful. That is why before every trade we put on is because we have no stress because we position size it correctly. Worst case scenario, we lose 2%. And we move on. More than likely scenario, it's a lot less than 2%, or we make money. So yeah, exactly. Kavan says 0 as well. Brian asked, he regretted it because he lost money or regretted it because he invested. Good question. And in fact, that goes back to trading in the zone. Now, I know a bunch of you have read Trading in the Zone. I'm really glad you have. But consider it like it's just numbers, right? It's just data. And he goes back and talks about it, right? Your emotions should not be swayed if the stock is up $1 or the stock is down $1. And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense to like a new trader who's like, I have to win. But at the same time, you can't control the outcome. You have to be rigid in your plan and flexible in the outcome because the outcome is undefined. And if it goes up $1 or goes down $1, those are both data points. Treat it like that. Treat it like we talk about. Trading gets a lot less stressful. So let's do this. Let's go right into today's market analysis. Now listen, I can tell you without a doubt, there are people who bought the SPY right here and who are pretty stressed out. They didn't have our plan. I wish they did so that they could follow along and do what we do. And now when the SPY's down 1.2%, right? It's like, let's freak out, or we just follow our plan. I'd rather follow my plan. I think following a plan is a lot easier and lets you trade with a lot less regrets. This is a 10-minute trading room. This is how to trade only 10 minutes a day and exactly how we take the guesswork out of trading. Now, remember what Richard Dennis says here, okay? You can publish rules in a newspaper, but nobody's going to follow them. The key is consistency and discipline. That's why we come together every day, is to work together to work on the consistency and discipline to follow the plan. With our 10 minutes to freedom strategy, we always start with the market. And the market consists of 3 core components. That's the S&P 500 moving averages with the 10-day over the 20-day and price over the 50-day. Let's go take a look right now. So, of course, right now, everyone out in the Twitter sphere, at least, is, it's now 1%. The market's crashing. Let's be realistic here. This is still a bullish trend. The 10-day is the blue line. It is over the 20-day, which is the black line. And then price is over the red line, which is the 50-day. All of that makes a bullish trend. So no issues there. Now, the next thing we look at is market breadth. Now, we get that by looking at the MMFI indicator. And we can look at that here Right now, it shows that 54% of stocks are above their own 50-day moving average. So 54% of stocks are bullish right now. Now, granted, it has come down, but that's okay. All we need to see is over 50%, and we still got that. Lastly is FinClub, our artificial intelligence data, which has saved us many times before and saved us yesterday because we had a red day yesterday, so we used it like a defensive day. Today is the same thing. When all market conditions are not lined up, but we still have positions on, that makes today a defensive day. We're not going to add anything. We're already in the market. We need to make sure that we take care of our positions. So the first thing we need to do is just realize we're not going to go any further. We're not going to look at charts or relative strength or anything else. We're only going to be looking at our planned exit points. Okay. So we're going to go through one by one and work on these together. All right. Like I say, working on them one by one. So we're going to start with KHC. So KHC, our profits locked in. Yeah, KHC's done great. We're following the 5-day. We had one position on here. We doubled here, so added a second unit, and we treat it as if it's brand new from this point on. What we look at is the lowest, or I should say the least amount of risk. Today, the least amount of risk is not yesterday's low, right? Not yesterday's low. It's not a half ATR from entry. So the only thing we're looking at on KHC is the 5-day planned exit point. We're not going to exit until it goes below that point. So we're going to move this up from 39.54 up to 39.66. Now, granted, we don't know where it's going to go, and I'm going to talk more about that later in the final thoughts. But what we can see here is, and we can go through this on each one, it's tracking really well in its back test. Look at that. It's like paint by numbers right here. This is what the back test shows. This is what the stock is doing. Zero stress. Next, FE. This has been the easiest trade I've ever put on. Just put it on once, let it go. This is one of those trades, and I'm sure you guys are thinking this too, where it's like, and of course we can't control this. You never put enough in on the winners, and you always put in too much on the losers, right? This is that one for me, right? Where it's like, man, I wish I had double or triple the position on this one. But as you know, by the time it reached our second entry point, it was already considered overbought. So we just let that thing go. So we're following the 5-day because profits are locked in. The trend line we're following is past the entry point. So we're only going to exit on the back tested line, which is the gray line. So we're going to move this up from 45.96 up to 46.20. Let's take a look at the back test on this one. Outperform against back test. Pretty sweet. So yeah, FE, this is a great one. Moving up the risk. That's it. RCL. This one had big news this morning. And as you can see by this big candle, a lot of people got in. A lot of the meme stalkers got in. Okay. Here's my number one piece of advice. Don't trade the news. Doesn't matter. Trade price. Price is what pays. News is what they do to justify the price. So earlier this morning, there was news saying that, was it Carnival or Royal Caribbean? We're in Royal Caribbean, but I thought it was Carnival. Yeah, Carnival announced best booking holiday ever. Best booking season ever. And so people were like, buy all the cruise lines, right? Which we happen to be in one. But we were in it because the trend was going up. Then news comes out. That's how it works. In fact, Nicholas Darvis, hang on here. Here. If you haven't read How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market yet, by the way, if you're a 10-minute stock trader, you're a reader. Leaders are readers, de facto. If you haven't picked this up yet, go in the 10-minute trading room. I have a link directly to this book, and he talks specifically about this. He talks specifically about price moves before the news happens. News is created to justify the price moves. So just follow the price. Covell talks about it in trend following, right? Pull this one out. This one. If you haven't got these yet, go for this version, which I like. This has been the greatest ROI of all time. I paid $9.99 for this book. Get this version. It's a 2004 edition, better than the newer one, and it's half the size. The newer one's twice as thick. He says it too. Price moves. News is created to justify the price movement. Fact. So, back to trading. We can see here, people bought in on the news. All that matters is the closing price of the day. So there's a lot of people who are pretty frustrated, pretty stressed because they bought it early in this morning, and now it's down peak to trough. What is this? 5%. That's why we wait till the end of the day. All that matters is the end of the day. Now, let's take a look at the back test on this. Strategy test, 10-day bullish full, run. Again, paint by numbers. Moving in its back test. I'm not saying it does that every time, but it's just data, it's just math, and it's just repeating what it's done in the past. Past performance is not indicative of future results. I should say that. So we're following the 10-day on this one. However, the 10-day is still below our original entry point. Okay, our original entry point's 81.29. The 10-day is down at 80.78. So we do not have our profits locked in yet. So which one of these would have the lowest amount of risk? Well, let's look. Yesterday's low was 82.13. Half an ATR, we're no problem there. So really, let's move it to 82.13. And that is, I mean, if it does go below this point, we take our profits. Easy. So yeah, we're not going to be adding to this today because it's a defensive day. I see some chat coming through. Isaac says facts. It's facts. It's facts, dude. Exactly. All right. So RCL, we are moving our planned exit point to 82.13 and just letting it ride. Next, CVE. We're following the 5-day on this one. Our profits are locked in because the gray line, the 5-day, is above our original entry point. So we're only going to exit on the back-tested line being broken. So let's move our planned exit point up to the 5-day. So now our planned exit point is at 17.01. Easy as it comes. This is 10-minute trading. Observing, using the data, adjusting to every market day with consistency and discipline. That's it. TMUS. All right, TMUS. This one's also been really good. So TMUS, this is following the 10-day. The 10-day just crossed over our break-even point today. Now, I will make a point that if we added to here, I would put our risk stop at 130.50, our planned exit point at 130.50. What I'm going to do today is follow the plan. The plan is following the 10-day once it crosses over. Remember, that's our only exit point at this point. So we're going to move this up to 29.22. Now, like I said yesterday, I know it's at 131 right now. I know. Tomorrow could be an offensive day. If tomorrow's an offensive day, we will add. When we add, we pull in from the 10 up to the 5. We don't pull in closer than the 5, but we do pull in from the 10 to the 5. We double our risk by adding on twice as many positions. So therefore, we pull in our risk and make sure it doesn't come back against us. So nothing to do on that other than move it up to 129.15. That looks more right. Okay, easy. Now, the last two, X. I think we're going to get out. X didn't really work out. It kind of, well, as you know, if you look at the chart, was on a great trend. It's hit a base right here, right? That doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean it's going to go back to zero. It just means, hey, it's stalled out. Because it's stalled out, we use a time. This is so important. Minervini taught me this. Using a time-based indicator to tell you if it's working in your time frame. Okay? This is not a big loser. This is not saying that we've done something wrong. All this says is that the trend was going up. It is now smoothed out to be flat. And in our time frame, it's not going up anymore. So we just go ahead and get out. So let's do that right now. So this is an X. We're in the 35. Hang on, let me go to my other screen real quick. We're in the 35 calls, of course. Excuse me. 35 calls. April. Hang on, I may have to mute the audio for a second here. April 14th, X, April 14th, 35 calls. And I'm going to go ahead and exit this trade. Okay, filled 228. That's the number right there. Filled at 228. Give you guys a second to do that. We're closing X at 228 because it is below the 10-day planned exit point. Remember, keyword here, planned exit point. We're going to be talking a lot more about that on Friday's webinar. Make sure you come. Planned exit point. Okay, so we're done with X. Done with X. Give you guys just one more second to finish up. Now I need to refresh my screen over here. All right, next is the last one. Oh, I always like to mark on here where we actually do get out. So I'm going to draw a red line, and it's basically where we're at right now. Really can't even see it. Properties, color, red. Okay, exit at 36 out of 67. I like when that happens. I like when our actual exit point falls right in line with the planned exit point instead of a gap down, right? Like we had an HPQ. That's so ugly and frustrating and irritates me. But you can't change that. There's no stress. Just frustrating when that happens. Okay, so we're done with X. Moving on to WMB. Okay, this one clearly did not work out. Same thing as X, right? It was moving in a trend. The trend is bending. We just get out. No worries. So let me go ahead. I'm going to mark on here like I did over a minute ago. 33.10 is basically where we're getting out. And we were in, go to my other screen here, WMB. We're in WMB. We're in the April 14th. So 32 calls. Yes, 32s. Okay. WMB, April 14th, 32 calls. And we're going to look to close these. Closing WMB, April 14th, 32 calls. Get filled. Okay, filled to close at 128. That's where I got filled at. Okay. There we go. So we're out of WMB. We're out of X. So if you look in your portfolio, you should probably have something similar to mine. Hope you can see that. So these are positions I have on right now. And this is normal. I told Victor this when we were working together. This, right, having it with a bunch of winners, and that's all it's in your portfolio, is how it's supposed to look. Yours is obviously going to be more or less depending on where you got in, your fill price, your position size, etc. But this is what we have at the moment right now. So, yeah. Take it or you leave it. Okay, so that is everything as far as trading goes today. Really good day. Like to see what we're doing here. And everything is continuing to work with trend following while the market is slowing down. And that's okay. And there, let me put it to you this way. There is a chance, because people ask me this all the time, right? They say, hey, what's a great stock? And I'm like, I don't know. I know what a great stock is today. I have no idea what a great stock will be tomorrow. And if I like it today, there's still a chance I won't like it tomorrow. Case in point. So don't get married to any stock. Just date it and then drop it. Drop it when it's not working for you anymore. All right, so let's go to our final thoughts. Okay, so one of the things I love to do is to find questions on the internet. Now that I'm on the TikToks too, people looking on TikToks for advice. I came across this question I thought was pretty good. You ready for this one? How to accurately predict the stock price for the next day. I don't know if you're laughing out loud to that one, but when I saw that, I had to actually chuckle to myself on that one. Because I thought, actually, I tell you what, in the chat box, how would you accurately predict the stock price for the next day? I want to know. This will be fun. Tell me how you would accurately predict the stock price for the next day. I'll stall for just a second here. Tell me how you would accurately predict the stock price for the next day. Clearly, everybody does it. That's what they do on the social medias, right? You see all the, oh my gosh, I had to block one account because, going through my stuff, it's going to show me things I'm related to. And there was this account, or it's this young man, 20, 19 maybe, and every video of him is with a Lambo. Every single one. Then there was one where he's like, oh, I found my, this is like the acting was awful. I found my trading mentor today as he was leaving the gym or whatever. And this guy's like, fake walking up to his green Lambo. And he's like, hey, man, I got you something. Here's a brand new Rolex to show my token of appreciation. And the other guy's like, oh, dude, that's so cool. I mean, I got this other amazing watch on right now, so I'll have to try it on when I get home, but really appreciate you, bro. Fist bump. And I was like, this is so cringe. That's not the real world, okay? This what we're doing? This is real trading. But, I bet he had an answer for this. I bet he knew exactly how to predict the price for next day. All right, Victor says, there is no way to predict the price. Victor, dude, I was counting on you. I was Googling how to predict the price for the next day, and you didn't come through. I needed you, dude. Isaac says, seriously? LOL, yeah. Oh, Bob, actually, throw a dart on the dartboard. Larry Height specifically had a system where it was exactly just throwing darts on a dartboard. That total random entry, and it outperformed most traders. Total random entry, because it was all about position sizing and letting your winners run and cutting your losers off. Yeah, exactly. Isaac says, well, I would start with some tea leaves. Yeah, there is no way. Okay, let's just get this out in the open. There is no way to accurately predict the stock price for the next day. There are lots of things that you can use to give you an idea of how things are moving. One thing I like to use is a moving average, right? I'm not predicting jack, okay? I'm not predicting anything with a moving average. I'm just letting it tell me which direction it's moving. Even with the back test, we're not predicting jack with the back test. We are letting the data tell us historically what the stock price has done. Because if we did really think that we were predicting the stock price, then what's the point of having a planned exit point? I already know where it's going to go. I'm going to get out exactly there. Not humanly possible. And if you did know it, you would own the world at this point, right? You would be wealthier than Jeff Bezos and Elon and Jack Ma and Bill Gates and all them put together, clearly. So yeah, exactly not. Sydney's asking, is there an out level for CVE? Of course there's an out level. There's always an out level. Are we at it right now? Let's take a look. Oh yeah, we're good. Check it out. Our planned exit point is at 1701. That's following the 5-day. So nothing to do on CVE. We are all good. So here's what we did today. Just to recap. We moved up our planned exit point in KHC, FE, RCL, CVE, and TMUS. So we still have 5 positions open. All of them reducing risk today, right? 2 trades we got out of today, out of X and out of WMB. And now it's my job to craft you an email, and I will send that to you here in just a couple minutes. I really appreciate you guys coming and for the interaction. It's so much fun to do this with you guys. I always tell you all the time, like, I would be doing this anyway, but it's such a blessing that I can do this with you, right? The consistency and discipline. So be sure to make time for Friday's live webinar. I always do a webinar challenge for those of you who are new. If you can come live and bring 5 of your friends, I will send you in the mail a gift on my behalf. I love doing that. Kavan has gotten the most so far, but I think this week I'm going to send you guys one of these shirts. Wake up, make money, sleep, repeat. Hashtag 10-minute stock trader. My son actually came up with this idea. He's like, hey dad, you know, it'd be a cool idea. Wake up, make money, sleep, repeat. That'd be a pretty cool t-shirt. And I was like, I like that idea. So I will send you, I will pay for it and I will send it to you. All you got to do is come live and bring 5 of your friends live and just let them say hi. That way I know they're there and that you sent them. This t-shirt is on the way to you. Thank you guys for coming today. If you need the link to share this, it's super easy. It is webinar.10minutestocktrader.com. That's going to let them register. The links are already coming to you every day in your email box, but make sure they go register. That way they get the whole setup there. Thank you guys for coming to today's 10-Minute Trading Room. It has been a blast. I can't wait to see you here tomorrow. Have a fantastic afternoon. Hey, don't forget, before you head out, head to secretinvestingbook.com right now to get your free copy of the Secret Investing Book. This is how to finally get a positively unfair advantage in the stock market. And it has 13 of the secrets that Wall Street does not want you to know. And I want to send this to you for free today. Just help me by covering shipping. And the way you can do that is by going to secretinvestingbook.com. That's secretinvestingbook.com, and I'll ship this out for you right away. Thanks so much. I'll see you.